Okay, so wow, there's a lot to say about this Hulk Hogan story. It's a little disturbing to tell you the truth. So Hulk Hogan just got fired by the WWE for making racist comments on a sex video that he made 8 years ago, and it just whatever somehow leaked, and he got fired over it for 8 years ago. Well, for one, I mean Hulk Hogan is HH, right? So literally, he is 88. So funny that it's 8 years ago. So anyway, this is totally planned or whatever. I mean, why would they wait 8 years? But it's very interesting. So Hulk Hogan, of course, is 61 years old. We talked about the reason why 61 has been significant with the Civil War. I mean, 1861 was the American Civil War. Obama was born in 1961. If you go back and watch my little series on the Philadelphia experiment, I talk about all of this, and it makes a lot more sense. So it takes too long to explain it. But Hulk Hogan was also born on August 11th, 8/11/88. Interesting. He's from Georgia, Augusta, Georgia, and was born in August. And I just talked about the Roman Empire being founded by Augustus, who was born on September 23rd in 63 BC. And September 23rd is when Pope Francis is coming to the United States, and he's also making a trip to Philadelphia. And I talked about how Michael Jordan seems to be connected to this, but then the country Jordan, the original capital, was actually called Philadelphia until 106 AD when Augustus or the Roman Empire took it over. And then shortly after, it was destroyed by earthquakes. And then it wasn't a city again until just recently, like within the last 30 years or something. Another interesting thing, not only is he 61, his name in gematria adds up to 43 and also 52. Like everybody in the world, in every news story, it seems like any big news story lately has been coded with 52. Princess Charlotte was born on 5/2. Queen Elizabeth became the queen in 1952. I mean, it all ties into the Pope, Obama, and the Queen. Seems like just craziness. And then you even got like the 300, like 43 and its mirrors, 34, 43. That prime number is even like 923. Also, the word 34 even adds up to 61. But anyway, the comments that he got fired for were in regards to his daughter dating black guys or whatever. And he wanted her to date a 8-foot black guy or something. I don't know. Can't really remember the whole thing. It wasn't really that significant as far as I can remember or looked up. But his daughter is Brooke Hogan, and she adds up to 111 and also 66. Numbers we've talked about. 1966 was 49 years ago. It all goes together. Like I said, if you watch my previous videos, I've explained it multiple times. But 111, the 111th day is the same day Queen Elizabeth was born on 4/21. Also, September 11th, there's 111 days left until the end of the year. And we all know September 11th is a significant day. Anyway, the little alarming part to me is that I remember Hulk Hogan as a kid. I mean, I used to love wrestling. And one of his biggest feuds that I can remember, it almost even put him out of wrestling, supposedly. You know, that was the big fake story. It was when Earthquake sat on his shoulder, his ribs, and broke his ribs. And, people even cried over it. Little kids even cried over it, I remember. And so, interesting that Earthquake almost took out Hulk Hogan. I've talked about an earthquake, or they've been foreshadowing it, even like the San Andreas movie. They've foreshadowed like the Golden Gate Bridge and the Pixels movie. There's just a lot of things that have foreshadowed an earthquake. And I mean, they want you to think San Francisco. I'm not really for sure where, but talked about Pope Francis, who's named after Saint Francis of Assisi. It's also the same where San Francisco got its name from. They both add up to 122. San Francisco and Pope Francis. Even Golden State adds up to 122. The Philadelphia experiment adds up to 122. The shooting that just happened at the LeBron James movie is called Trainwreck, adds up to 122. So they've been foreshadowing an earthquake, definitely, and a lot of things recently. And I mean, so they chose this guy's name on purpose too. His name's John Tenta. If you look at his name in gematria, John Tenta, 107. Earthquake equals 107 as well. And in Pythagorean gematria, earthquake equals 44. And we've talked about that number a lot too, with Obama's the 44th president. Lots of 44. Even JFK was the 44th term president. He's the last one to die in office or be assassinated. April 4th adds up to 144. Just like 44 adds up to 144. And April 4th, kind of like 4-4. But anyway, this guy, earthquake, he's from Surrey, British Columbia, which is even on the coordinates 49 north, 122 west. Very interesting. We've been talking about this earthquake and the number 122, and that's where he's from. Also, even he's on the 49 north. Even if he was still alive today, he would have been 52 years old. Also, I guess where he's from, Surrey, it adds up to 34, also 43 with the S, if the S is 10 instead of 1. But 43, 34, the mirrors, also 106, and that is a number we've seen a ton with, like Obama winks and iPad goat at 106. The Philadelphia train wreck, it had the 601 on it going 106 miles an hour. It also happened at 9:23 p.m. It even says he began wrestling and he became the Canadian junior champion in 1981, which is 34 years ago. And I talked about the 34 and 43 mirrors. Even LeBron James will be 34 this year. King James adds up to 89. This guy started, I guess LeBron was in the movie The Trainwreck too that I was just talking about, and then we had the shooting at the Trainwreck movie. But King James adds up to 89. That's LeBron's nickname. This guy joined the WWF in 1989. The Queen is 89 years old this year. Her current reign as Queen, it'll be her 63rd year, 6th month, and 3rd day on 8/9 this year. Anyway, let's look at, so he broke Hulk Hogan's ribs on the Brother Love show. Interesting, the Brother Love. Hulk Hogan always said brother too, and that's kind of like a black thing, Seems like, I don't know, like call each other brother. Not whatever, just saying, And Hulk Hogan's the only guy who ever seemed like he did it being a white guy or whatever. But show in Philadelphia, it's called the City of Brotherly Love. So literally, he broke his ribs on the Brother Love show. Brother Love adds up to 59, a number that they've no doubtedly coded around black people. Look at all these. Negro 59, Obamacare 59, tobacco, cotton picker, Eli Whitney even died at the age of 59. Pope Francis, also the word kill is 59. Big Brother, like on 1984, even the 59th day of the year is in February during Black History Month. There is even pedophile, I think, is one of them. Pedophile, 59 and 95. We work a 9 to 5, Craziness. Abe Lincoln was also shot with a Philadelphia Derringer. When you go back to like the whole race thing that they're kind of trying to do, and interesting that the Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. But anyway, let's check it out then. Check out the when he broke his ribs. I think it was May 26th. It just says May of 1990 right here, but it talks about earthquake breaking Hulk Hogan's ribs on the Brother Love show. And actually, before I even talk about it, I guess I want to show you the Brother Love, because Brother Love was actually a wrestler as well. And this guy, his name is Bruce Pritchard. He's the one who was Brother Love. But look at when he was born, March 7th, 3/7, the 66th day of the year. Talked about it a ton with Queen Elizabeth. He was also 52. He is 52 years old this year. And I guess, March 7th is 2 6s, like from the 66th day. 2/6 when the Queen became Queen is the 37th day of the year. I believe the Malaysian airline went missing on that day. There's a lot of stuff to do with it. Even it goes to the 88s a ton. But anyway, I guess speaking of the 88s, the Brother Love show actually debuted in June of 1988. And funny, it says he claimed to preach not the word of God, but the word of love. And I've talked about how the word love is 54. And then the backwards is evil, so it would be 45. And that's why Valentine's Day is on the 45th day of the year. And a lot of this goes back to Lupercalia and Valentine's Day. It all ties into it. But anyway, if you do word of love in Pythagorean gematria, it's actually 54. So no doubt they planned that. Also, he's famous for saying, I love you. And I love you is 43. We talked about the 43 and the 34s and whatnot. Anyway, like I said, I kind of just glimpsed through a lot of this. I mean, I don't remember it all as when I was a little kid. But anyway, so Hulk Hogan broke his ribs on the Brother Love show. Earthquake broke his ribs. And then he came back on SummerSlam of 1990, and then he beat the Earthquake. That was his first match back or whatever, and he went against the Earthquake. But SummerSlam 1990 just so happened to be at the Spectrum in Philadelphia on August 27th, the 239th day of the year. And we've talked about this, I don't know how many times now. I mean, it's also 923, 50, or it's 239 is the 52nd prime number. Just super interesting. And then it's also in Philadelphia. So, I mean, that's pretty scary when you think about it. We've talked about earthquakes in Philadelphia and whatnot. And earthquake breaks Hulk Hogan's ribs. Hulk Hogan, 8 years later, gets fired from the WWE or F because of his racist comments. We've talked about the whole race war they've been trying to start in the media. And then he comes back and beats Earthquake in Philadelphia on the 239th day of the year. It's all significant if you watch my previous videos. I'm telling you, I've been talking about this stuff for months now. Anyway, Earthquake or whatever, Hulk Hogan was actually supposed to wrestle with Tugboat, but Earthquake and I can't even remember here. Yeah, so Hogan was supposed to be wrestling with Tugboat, but Earthquake and Dino Bravo attacked Tugboat during the match on August 18th, and then so Tugboat couldn't wrestle, so Hulk Hogan wrestled with the Big Boss Man instead, or Big Boss Man was on his side instead. But before I even get into that, look at where he broke his ribs was May 26th, and then he announced his comeback on July 14th, 49 days later. I mean, interesting, 49 days later. Also, when you think of the Hulk, I think of the superhero or whatever, the Hulk or whatever, the green guy. And the Hulk, green is a 49 word. Green adds up to 49. The word Hulk adds up to 52. And so Big Boss Man had to help him or wrestle with him instead of Tugboat. And it was going to be in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 101. Big Boss Man, also 101. But I want to check out the Big Boss Man then. Big Boss Man here. Oh, imagine that. If he was alive today, he would have been 52 years old. He was born on 5/2. Also died on September 22nd. I've been talking about this day a lot as well, 9/22. I talked about how it's all connected to Lupercalia, and actually 9/22, 23, and 24 are all very significant days to watch out for. Even like Michael Jordan is 52. His Space Jam was a movie super foreshadowed this year. Jordan retired after his 9th season 22 years ago. Even on the game in Space Jam, 9 tunes get hurt, and then they bring in Bill Murray, number 22. Just a lot of interesting things.